Bill Mitchell went to work for General Motors in the late 1930s, working in their styling studio under the watchful eye of the legendary Harley Earl. In 1958, when Earl retired, Mitchell became head of GM's prestigious design studios. Over the next 20 years, he supervised the design of some of America's greatest cars. Those who worked with and then under him remember him as a colorful and outspoken leader with a knack for creating good designs.
You know, in the design business, you've got to be the style leader. And to be the style leader, you have to be on course with the style of today, the way of life.
Bill Mitchell picked up where Harley Earl left off. He really went after the prize, and he may have run over a few people along the way. But the amazing thing is that he was usually right.
Bill Mitchell's career started quite early. It was centered around both art and the automobile, and he ended up with a job at Collier's. But the most important part was that the Collier brothers raced cars, and they invited him up to come up to the races with them. And at that point on, he was stuck. He drew pictures, and one of the pictures of one of these cars racing at you is the first emblem of the Sports Car Club of America. Collier brothers, who knew Harley Earl, finally arranged for an interview with him. This was 1935, and Bill was about 23 then. And Bill was chosen to run Cadillac Studio.
In design, there's a word we call vogue, and vogue means the acceptance of modern-day styling.
Mitchell's flair and his spirit in his designs were exactly right for the times that he lived through.
Bill Mitchell was in a transition era from the 50s, and the 50s were a flamboyant era, there's no doubt about it, but that wasn't what Bill wanted. Bill wanted an era of exquisite, tasteful cars, and he had to gradually merge into that. But as he went into the 60s, he got the things he really wanted, like the Toronado, the Riviera, even the Stingray Corvette was an exotic shape, wasn't relying on any trim. That was the Bill Mitchell era, and all the designers were 100% with him and enjoyed it.
He moved at a rapid rate. There was no slow speed.
He was like a freight train going through. If you could hang on, you're on for the ride. If you couldn't, you weren't.
We knew exactly where we were going. We didn't make 5 or 6 models and go through a process of elimination. We strayed right on course because we knew the automotive industry needed a new look.
He was a great designer, and he stood for newness, and he stood for creativity. He stood for excitement in design.
The '63 Corvette Stingray is one of the major accomplishments of Bill Mitchell.
There are a lot of people that claim credit for the design of that. Nobody gets credit, in my opinion, except Bill Mitchell. He described exactly what he wanted, displayed a shaped body. He was there every day directing that design.
You would come in and show him something on a Corvette, and before you get in the room, he'd say, listen, don't flatter yourself on these Corvettes, kid. That's the one car I do around here.
He believed when he designed something, when we designed something, that was it. Don't question it, don't monkey with it, that's it. Take it or leave it.
You can't really understand what it was like, what a joy it was to work for a man like this. I couldn't wait to get to work. It was, I thought I died and going to heaven.
Bill Mitchell, bold, colorful, and a true classic designer.
Welcome back to My Classic Car in the Adirondack Mountains. It would be hard to choose a more beautiful setting for a car gathering than Lake Placid in July. Nature's awesome beauty is the perfect backdrop for this brilliant gathering of top-flight Corvettes. The cars are incredible and the judging intense.
Okay, it's 10 points originality assigned to the coil. There's nothing wrong with the condition of it, but it's the completely wrong number. No deductions on the fuel injection unit itself then?
No, looks fine on this side.
These cars don't really compete against each other, do they?
No, they're not competing against each other. They're competing against the manual as to the way the car was the day it rolled off the assembly line.
There are various types of judging, 3 levels, is that right?
There's a couple of different things that we do. We do what's called a Founders Award, and then we have a Boattail Award for unrestored cars, and then we have Flight and Duntov Awards for the restored cars.
And then that is really a coveted prize.
Yes, it is. The Duntov Award is a very coveted prize. It's very hard to get, and the car owner's been through quite a bit of pre-qualifications to get here today.
How many cars at this year's event?
We have about 200 on the judging field right here on the speed skating oval, and we have another 200 or so in town.
John, how did the NCRS come to be?
Well, in 1974, in about approximately January of 1974, there were 7 of us who got together who had known each other, and we all owned older Corvettes, older model Corvettes, and at that time it was quite hard to get information and get parts. And when I say the older model Corvettes, I mean specifically the 53 to 55 models, the 6 cylinders, and of course the 55, the early V8. There were so few of those cars built and so few of them at that time that were left that it was very hard to get information and really hard to get parts.
Now 7 guys has grown to...
Right now we have about 13,500 members in, of course, all 50 states, the Orient. We have a large contingent in Europe. We have a chapter that's just formed in England.
And so you sort of exist for the preservation of the Corvette.
That's it. It's for the love, it's for the sport, it's for the hobby. And I can tell you that what started out as an organization where we couldn't find parts and we couldn't find information, we are now to the point where General Motors calls us if they're looking for information on old Corvettes.
Dave, what a great place, Lake Placid. Now you and your wife Glenda are special guests here this year.
Exactly, yeah, we drove up here ourselves because it would be so much fun. We knew it would be so much fun to just drive up in a Corvette.
Well, not just a Corvette, you came up.
Well, we came up in a brand new 97 Corvette.
Well, so it really was
Yes.
fun, wasn't it?
But here we are at a convention that celebrates all the old Corvettes, Corvettes that go back to 1953. And they're just some absolutely beautifully restored early Corvettes here.
Well, John, I guess this is the car that started it all, eh?
Yes, it is. The 1953 Corvette of a production run of 300. This is the 62nd one.
Now, there were only 300 for a reason, I understand.
Well, that's right. They were all hand-laid fiberglass in mahogany and plaster die molds, and the resin that was used to harden the fiberglass was spread by spatula.
So everyone, I imagine, is a bit different.
Every one is just slightly different than every other one. That is correct.
Now, this is also special in that it's a Duntov Award winner.
Well, yes. Over this past weekend here at the National Convention of the National Corvette Restorers Society, it won the highest award that is offered.
Now, these weren't really high-performance cars in their day. In fact, what was it powered with?
It was powered with a Chevrolet 235 6-cylinder engine, but it did have revolutionary carburation.
Wow.
In that it came with 3 one-barrel side draft carburetors, which were novel for the year 1953.
Well, Tom, this is a very nice 67, but it's not perfect. And I guess for what this is, that's okay. This is a bow tie car, right?
That's correct.
What is a bow tie car?
Bow tie car is basically a survivor car, an unrestored car, a car who has made it through the years without being altered or changed.
So it's used as a reference?
Yes, it is. It's kind of what I like to call a rolling textbook. Hopefully things in the car are the way it came off the assembly line and has not been changed by whatever number of owners the car has had over the course of its life.
Let's look at the interior. It does look original. Back in time.
Back in time, yes. This interior is very, very original. The only things that have really been changed in here are the front sections of the carpets. The rest of the carpets are original. All the seats, cranks, door panels, dash, you name it, are original.
I assume the originality is the same under the hood?
Pretty close to it. I lost a few more items under there. We have perishable items that unfortunately do not survive 30 years worth of time, such as battery, radiator hoses, heater hoses, things like that.
So it's a rolling museum.
Rolling museum, rolling textbook.
That is great. Thanks a lot, Tom. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Today we're up in Port Huron, Michigan with one of the sexiest cars ever built, the 1929 Auburn Boattail Speedster, and its lucky owners, Terry and Rita Ernest. You guys have got a fabulous car, and you're not at all typical Auburn owners, or at least what I think of them. How'd you get into it?
Well, we both decided that we liked a car that had really sexy lines, and this was the type of car we started looking for.
Well, they are sexy. And now, Rita, are you a car nut too, or was this really Terry driving you?
No, I'm a car nut as well.
So you wanted this as bad as Terry did?
Oh, yes.
This car has what sort of a history? Do you know its origin?
We were able to trace the title back to the fellow who restored it in the 1950s. And he said that he remembered the car very well. He found it in a junkyard in Pennsylvania. He said the first time he saw it, there was a crabapple tree growing out of the cowling and a goat tied to the bumper.
You know, it's in a lot better shape now. So obviously a lot of work was done. Rita, this thing's a driver. You guys cruise around this, is that right?
Yes, we drive it.
Must be quite a sight.
It is quite a sight.
Turn some heads?
Very much so.
Well, Terry, these are some pretty radical lines for 29. Everybody else was building boxes, and this thing is like whoosh. It's moving when it's sitting still. One of the most stunning pieces, of course, the boat tail. Where'd that come from?
Well, the boat tail is based on the Duesenberg Model X from 1927.
It's such a distinctive line. Classic, absolutely classic. Now, the interior is gorgeous, but it's
very
pretty
small.
tiny.
Yeah, it's not a family car.
Now, is there any trunk space in this at all?
Yes, the boat tail itself is all hollow, so you can access it by taking the bench seat out and then taking the back of the seat off.
Not exactly the ultimate inconvenience,
Not
though.
easy, no.
Now, what sort of transmission did we have in this car?
This has a 3-speed Detroit transmission.
You even see the lines carried through in the door angles.
Even the door handles are raked that way.
25-degree angle on the windshield.
Mm-hmm.
These huge headlights are beautiful and very ornamental. With a 6-volt system, do they do much?
Well, they're not very bright, no, but they sure look pretty.
That they do, I must say. Now, what powers this car?
This has a straight 8-cylinder, 120 horsepower Lycoming engine.
And in fact, in 29, this was called the 8120 for that designation, right?
That's
for the
correct.
120 horsepower.
That's
Well,
correct.
open her up. Let's
Sure.
have a look. Now, that's pretty much like it was in 29.
Yes, we've restored it back to its original best we could.
Now, it's not a museum piece either, but it is a driver.
It's a car we like to drive and have fun with.
You've got a couple other interesting options on this that really set it off. The spotlight, this rock protector, they were dealer installed?
Well, these were accessories that were available in the era, right?
They do dress it up. But like you say, it's a driver? Well, let's go driving.
Let's go.
Well, this interior is cozy, Terry. This must be great on dates.
Perfect.
Let's cruise.
Here we go.
Oh, Terry, thanks for the ride. What a beautiful time machine.
My pleasure.